When we talk about something like your essence, one thing that I think about is the way we used to play. Remember just playing? It sounds like such a weird question, but just like, dude, you on the swing set. Like when I was a kid, like my favorite part of the playground was the swing set. That was just like not a care in the world. You're in your zone, right? You're just completely just expressing joy, not a worry in the world. What I've come to learn is that in many ways, that childlike nature never actually went anywhere. We're all just a bunch of bigger kids with wrinkles and gray hairs and student loans, you know? And a lot of getting back to that essence is allowing space and giving yourself opportunities to let that childlike sense of play to reemerge. Now, sometimes there is like some kind of moving away of the cobwebs and kind of like getting back to the heart of some things, or addressing certain beliefs or patterns that are maybe blocking that part of you from, being more present. But it's there, and some days it'll feel more clear than others. Not every day is going to be, butterflies and gumdrops, but a big part of rebooting, I believe, is really rediscovering that. Kind of when we talk about getting back into factory settings, it's like nobody is necessarily born with trauma. Nobody is necessarily born with limiting beliefs. It's like if you feel something, you expressed something. Like if you wanted something as a baby, you screamed. It's like, I feel a thing, take care of it! That's human nature, Now, obviously, when we're adults, it's like, if we're feeling grumpy, we probably, maybe the advice I would give is to maybe not scream in the middle of a supermarket. But one thing that separates us from babies is that we're able to feel that, yet we're able to control it. That's what separates humans from children, right? So it's being able to give yourself the opportunity to acknowledge that essence, acknowledge the fact that that part of you exists, but be able to not only like give yourself as much of a chance or create the type of environment that lets that part shine and flourish and soar, whatever verb you want to use, but yeah, like just truly giving it that opportunity to do so. So I could completely go on. I'm running my mouth, but I'm really passionate about this particular chapter because the first time I read it, it was just like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, like that kid on the monkey bars, or, the kid that learned how to play guitar for the first time. It's like, yeah, he's still around. There's other worries and other things and different priorities now that I'm later on in my life, but that essential part of me, where we get the word essence, right? That hasn't gone anywhere. That little twinkle in your eye, I know this is coming off super corny maybe, but yeah, like it's there. So I just want to encourage you guys for a moment, and then I want to hear what Scott and OJ have to say. But I just want to encourage you guys, like, this is why we say, like, count your wins. It's yes, to satisfy that logical part of you, like, okay, there are things that are going on beyond what could be going better. But it really kind of gets you back to a lifestyle where it's like you're celebrating life for the sake of. It's just like, it's about having that balance. It's like, okay, like, I am in charge of my perspective. I always have a choice, things that we learn from this book. But, counting your wins, it's not like an exercise, it's a lifestyle. It takes reps and consistency to get used to, but once you get some momentum going, you realize, like, that sort of Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home. That's your essence. When you're just like living in that type of joy. And oftentimes, when we're talking about rebooting, it's again kind of getting back to that very real, visceral, human part of you. I highly encourage you guys, if you haven't already, or maybe if you haven't in a while, give that version of dialoguing a try. If you have any questions on that, shoot me a DM. I'd be more than happy to help you out. So thank you all for listening. I hope you took something from it.